one brand in the beginning when we started that like amazing conversion rate of 7%. 7% conversion rate. He told us like, guys, like I'm doing everything that is possible, and this is why I have like 7% conversion rate. And we are like, okay, if we can increase the conversion rate and like show him like there is money left on the table that he's not getting, we can make it with any brand. So we went live with him and we increased its conversion rate after the first 30 days by 2%. This was huge. And by the way, this brand, we increased his subscription by 20% in the first 60 days. This was insane to see that.
Yoav Shauli, welcome to the DTC Podcast. Super happy to have you here. Let's start with how, Yoav, you think that the modern e-commerce funnel is broken. Why? How would you say the modern e-commerce funnel is broken?
Oh, wow. I think this is the story that started the company. Basically, I was buying online a lot. But in the last years, I was like, seeing a lot of ads, seeing SMS coming to me, emails. And sometimes it was so good that I was jumping in, clicking on it, coming to the website. But most of the time, it's a new brand. It's a new product. I love what I see, but 99% of the time, I wasn't buying the product. So I started asking myself, why I'm not buying the product? And I realized that there is no one out there that can answer my questions. Like, those shoes good for like a half marathon. This coffee is good with my machine. It's good with milk. There is no one out there that can answer my questions that I have like in real time. And it's pretty crazy because if you think about it, in e-commerce, what is the average conversion rate? Like 2%, and brick and mortar is 30%. But there you have a salesperson that can really answer your questions and guide you to the product that you want, or searching for, answer a question and get you the trust that you want. So we're spending so much money to get customers to our website, as a brand. In the end, we're not giving them the basics, someone to answer the questions in real time about the product. So this is why I think e-commerce funnel is kind of broken. It didn't change in the past 15 years.
And marketers are just spending more and more to get users to their site across all these platforms. They have to continually pay to bring them back again and again. So that's probably one of the biggest opportunities, is just converting more of those people they're already paying for.
Exactly. So, in average, you see 50% of the revenues of the brands, they're spending on marketing to get the people and kind of like grow in a linear way. Today, with the recession that's coming and that the ads are very expensive, it's not possible to do it as it was possible years before. And with RepAI, we're pretty much saving this traffic. So what we're doing, we give AI-powered guided shopping experience, like a solution that can answer product-related questions, match the products. For someone that's looking for like a product, we know exactly where they come from, what they're doing on the website, and why they need some help with that. And this is exactly what is Rep, guided shopping experience with those four solutions. We're pretty much saving the traffic that lost the intent and need help, and proactively approaching them and guiding to the product that they were searching for.
I basically had this experience this weekend. I was buying a new, I live in a duplex, and so we need a 24-inch washer dryer, which are the worst, by the way. They don't last. But I went to a site, and I was just their site was organized very poorly, and they had a chat, and it was a rep in a foreign country, and this person had no idea about the brand. He was sort of just like, oh, well, you can use the help here. He was pointing me to some very specific things that like didn't really help me. I went to another site and talked with a more traditional sales rep who could actually say, okay, here are the best 24-inch models. And he actually, again, it wasn't AI in this case. It probably was a real sales rep. But the difference between those two experiences was night and day. Like the first one, I just walked away saying, okay, well, you're not really here to help me at all, right? And then the second one, we bought a washer dryer, which is huge.
This is exactly that. If you think about it, sorry, Shauli, for jumping in. Like, it's okay to have kind of solution on the website, but if it's not really working, if it's not really smart enough to answer everything, it's not really saving your customers.
Well, add to what Yoav said, I think it's really tough to maintain a standard between all your live agents and make sure that all, top form and they're all great and all know all the answers to all the questions. First of all, that's a really, really tough thing to have. And second, they'll never be 24/7. And they won't approach customers because you just don't have enough of them. So what they do, they become passive, right? They're waiting for customers to approach them. They actually want is, brands want is less of interactions because they don't want to pay more agents. And what happens is they give poor customer experience because of that. And that's what we're coming to change completely.
And it comes a little bit down, this couldn't happen at a better time. Like I don't know how much you knew about Chat GPT, as you're building this company, but in terms of like customer expectations, you go back 10 years ago, it's like every site with a lot of SKUs needs a search bar on it. People are accustomed to being able to search for things. They want to be able to search. But now with the fastest growing tech platform in history being Chat GPT, like more and more customers are going to expect to have that kind of intuitive chat experience. I imagine you guys are leading the charge.
Yeah, exactly. And listen, I think we saw this happening, by the way, a few years ago. All right. So a few years ago, there was a big transformation from desktop to mobile. And the same thing is happening now, right? The internet will become fully conversational. And ChatGPT is basically just the first mover. And by the way, if you don't know what ChatGPT is, I recommend any one of your listeners to read about generative AI or just basically Google ChatGPT, get to ChatGPT and ask it yourself, what are you? And you'll get a full explanation. But it's really revolutionizing the world. And if you go back to what I said, back then when the transformation was to mobile, brands and merchants that moved to mobile gained the first mover advantage. And the same exact thing is happening now. Customer experience for e-commerce will become fully conversational. Customers will be able to have their entire shopping experience through a conversation. And it's not only on the website, it's going to be in any digital platform. So later on, future, in metaverse, wherever it is, wherever e-commerce goes, conversation is going to be there. Customers want to have conversation when they shop.
It's just super organic. I know, it's funny. I had, I ran an event in 2017 in Berlin, and we had ManyChat, where they had just come out, and they gave everyone like a live workshop on how to build sort of the chat experience. And at that time, they were talking about conversational commerce. As far as you guys understand, who invented conversational commerce, and how has it evolved since those early, just general messenger chat days?
Right. So I think if I'm not mistaken, the whole world of conversational commerce was basically, the term was coined around 7 to 8 years ago, something like that, if I'm not mistaken. And back then, what it meant, or still means today, is basically e-commerce that is done through a conversation. So it could be any type of support, anything like that. And it could be, by the way, not just on the website, it can be through live chat, and it could be different messaging platforms, as you mentioned, ManyChat. And what we're doing is actually a bit different, or we're actually focusing on a part of conversational commerce. If conversational commerce is conversation in e-commerce, what we're doing is what we call conversational shopping, which is basically focusing the aspect of shopping, more on how to increase conversion rate, how to increase the average order value, how to help customers shop, to help them find the right products, to help them answer any product-related questions they might have, upselling, of course, and just moving them along the funnel all the way from homepage to checkout.
In the chat. And again, that was exactly my experience, where I couldn't navigate the site well this weekend. I just said, just show me the units that fit my criteria. And they just sent me the checkout link, and I bought right there. It's really like this sales rep experience in a store, right? That traditional chat may have been able to tell you where the washrooms were, or, some very basic things, but this chat moves you down the funnel in a very specific way, which helps, which customers generally. And my big question is, what does this do for conversion rates? What does this do for conversion rates in stores practically?
Oh, wow. I think the best way to answer it is by breaking it down, the steps. So first of all, you don't want to interfere to the people that already came with intent, understand the menu and stuff like that. Let them buy the products that they want to buy. If they get it right, why not? So for us, conversation shopping starting with analyzing with the people that are about to leave your website. You already spend a lot of the marketing budget to bring them, but most of them, usually in some parts of the steps, losing the intent. So we want to take the one that we know exactly where they came from, what they did on the website, and kind of like to understand why they're doing that and to approach them proactively. So the way that we're doing that, we are analyzing them, doing behavioral analysis on the website in real time, and know exactly when they're about to leave. The second thing that we're doing, we're proactively approaching, getting the engagement, in a very contextual way. Contextual is not only like just the page that they came into. It's where they come from, what they did before, what happened, and the third thing that we're doing is to guide them. So this is 3 major steps. Just to summarize them, the first step, by 80% accuracy, we know who is leaving the website, and to approach them before that. In average, 5% engaging with the RepAI, the chat, and 5% engagement. It's meaning that the engagement is at least 2 steps of conversation, and between 10 to 40% of the people that engaging with us usually ending buying a product. Depends the vertical and the brand.
And this, that's quite an improvement, especially on these users that had this exit intent. What percentage of users end up engaging a chat on a session on a website that's powered by RepAI?
So if you think about, first of all the chat that exists today are for customer support. Less than 0.1% engaging with those chats. No one built something that engaging for shopping, to help, to assist, to guide, those kind of things. So 5% engagement from the people that are about to leave. And by the way, it's not an exit intent. We don't need them to click on the exit, on the X button. We know by their behavior and what they're doing when they're about to leave, the intent dropping off. And we know to approach them, as I said before, in a very contextual on the steps where they are, and to approach them. So 5% from already the traffic that you're about to lose is a lot in revenues.
Yeah, and then they're not just getting. I love that you coin it as like a sales closer. I think everyone in this industry is looking for closers. Glenn Ross said coffees for closers, and now you're training an AI to do this. Like they can be some of the most expensive parts of a sales team is people that can come in and really close. And you're sort of building this AI system that does your system get better at closing over time the more data it has?
Yeah, so first of all, our AI is trained over hundreds of thousands of sales conversations to truly understand what customers say when they want help with shopping, right? So what we do, we connect to the brand's e-commerce catalog, and we also pull all the purchase history, all the data about their customers, and also we start monitoring the behavior of customers on the website to truly understand when they're facing those problems, right? And based on that, by the way, based on conversations, we know how to optimize it as we go. So, for example, if we get failed conversations that don't go well, we have a team that actually monitors those conversations and tags them to the right intent. So the system will get better and better next time when they get those that kind of conversations. So it actually optimizes itself in more of a system view, but also per each brand. So this optimization happens for each brand.
Very cool. And then is each person's AI siloed on their experience, or does everybody who work with you, does that feed up into making the AI smarter across all brands?
So both, actually. So we get on-brand optimization that happens within the brand. So more questions that we didn't know how to answer, and we start answering that. But also in the higher level of basically every brand that works with us, because they get sort of mass knowledge that's coming from multiple verticals. We get better and better each time we go by. So every brand that comes in, what they get is actually, every brand that onboards, what they get is actually the latest and best NLU model that we created. All right, so because it gets better and better. By the way, NLU is natural language understanding. All right, so what it does is it knows how to understand when a customer approaches us and starts talking to us, or we start talking to them. But the idea is that it analyzes the request and knows what the customer actually wants to engage in a conversation.
To give our audience a really concrete understanding of what this process is, Yoav, can you give me an example of a brand? You don't need to tell me the brand, but you can tell me the category of a brand and then the experience that they created with RepAI and how it impacted their sales or their closing rates.
Yeah, of course. So today, Shauli, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but we are on more than 14 verticals in e-commerce, working from fashion, CPG, health, beauty, like so many brands. So today we can say for each vertical, there is things that are different from each other. But I remember like one brand in the beginning when we started that like amazing conversion rate of 7%. 7% conversion rate. Was insane. Yeah. Like he told us like, guys, like I'm doing everything that is possible. And this is why I have like 7% conversion rate. And we are like, okay, if we can increase the conversion rate and like show him like there is money left on the table that is not like really like getting, we can make it with any brand. So we went live with him and we increased his conversion rate after the first 30 days by 2%. Was huge, only by approaching to the visitors, the customers that coming to the website, and like, he had like 100 types of coffee. And it was so confusing. The people that love him, like the one that have time, like really dive in and checked everything. But to have this another experience, another funnel that is conversational beside the menu of the search that guide you to the product and give you the options. And then even if you have a problem, can tell you by what's happening, like how he can solve it to you, was huge. And by the way, this brand will increase his subscription by 20% in the first 60 days. So people come by again and again the same coffee. Was insane, like to see that.
It is, and it's incremental. It doesn't affect your conversion rate in any way of what you're already of the business that's already converting. Maybe if they engage with it, they'll get a better customer experience and they'll be more memorable. But I love this because it's revenue that you're converting people that weren't going to maybe convert in other ways specifically. So everyone's looking for incremental gains, and this seems like a pretty smart way to do it.
Yeah, exactly. I'll just say one thing. So we approach only customers that are about to leave the website. We don't approach the customers, as you have mentioned, that are going to buy. So we give a 95% confidence. We know if a customer, this is their last page on the website. Only then we approach, and of course, approaching with the right context.
So what kind of brands should be looking at a tool like Rep? Does it matter? Do you need brands that have like multiple SKUs or sort of more complex sizing or buying cycles? Like what's the complexity of a brand that's going to benefit most from Rep?
So first of all, we want to bring RepAI to be on any digital platform, but for any brands on any e-commerce platform. Okay, even like the one that build everything in-house. Because we're like a young company that we launched only like last year, today we support only Shopify merchants, brands, for any size, by the way. It's one-click integration. It's taking 3 days for the AI to train. If you have more than 25,000 visitors monthly. This is the only restriction now, not SKUs, nothing like that. Like you can have like 2, 3, and you can have like 1,000. We don't have any restriction for that, but you need to be on Shopify and more than 25,000 sessions monthly. In the future, we want to bring Rep to any brand in any size on any vertical, of course, on any e-commerce platform.
And what does
I'll just
yeah, go ahead.
I'll just add on what Yoav said. So basically, any brand that suffers from a conversion rate problem, or wants to increase the average order value, or wants to increase the number of subscriptions to email and SMS lists, any brands that have that problem and they want to actually get better, okay, they can come to us and we're going to make it better. The way we do that is because we don't approach any customers that are going to buy. So we only approach customers who are going to leave. The second is the fact that we help them. We help them with whatever they need to make sure we close the sale. So if they need help to understand which product is for them, we'll help them doing that. If they need help understanding if the product that they're interested in, if that's the right product for them because they have a few doubts, we'll help them sort out those doubts and make sure we push them to buy that product. And if they have last minute doubts in shipping fees or anything like that, we'll also try to relieve those doubts and push them to checkout. So the whole idea is that we increment the revenue that's on the website.
Eric, if I can add one more thing, and sorry to interfere, it's that we really fit great for brands that already have a chat, by the way, a live human chat, because their customers already know that they have a chat, that they have a support and can talk to someone. But we complementary to any live human chat. So we pretty much, if you're a brand that's working with Gorgias or like with Zendesk, we're pretty much complementary to them. So anyone that now approaching the chat or the chat approaching him can get like a full automation for sales. But in any point in the funnel, if the AI don't understand you or you want support, you can click live human person and can you talk to someone. But it's empowering the chat that you already have today.
It's super interesting. Does it pass? Do people know when I haven't actually seen it on a site personally, but when it's on a site, do people know they're interacting with AI? Does it pass the Turing test? That's my geek question.
I think it all depends on what brands want. So they can choose to basically name it my brand's AI, or they can name it Sarah. So it really depends. And basically, so it depends on where they want to take it. The whole idea is, as what you have mentioned, is that if the AI doesn't know how to answer, and that happens, unfortunately, what can you do? Then the AI knows how to transfer the conversation to a human agent working with Gorgias or Zendesk, any one of those platforms, in a very seamless way. So it's in the same chat box. It says, sorry, I couldn't help you with that, but I'm going to transfer you to my human supervisor to continue the conversation. And then it's being transferred to the human agent that continues the conversation from the same point on.
And also behind every smart AI, you have a smart human. So basically when the human is answering the questions, the AI learn the answer of the human behind it and then know how to answer it in the future.
I love it. And it's like, and the more people experience AI and chat AI, which is, a million more every week or whatever now, it's like the more that an AI experience on a website will be a benefit in a way, right? It'll be something novel. It'll be something that they're used to interacting with ChatGPT. And so they find it on a website. They're like you say, there's that first mover advantage potentially for people jumping into this.
Exactly. Like,
I want to ask, when you get started on RepAI, what does the AI training process look like? How intensive is it on the brand side for getting this up and running?
So because basically our NLU model is already trained on many different verticals, on many different websites, and on their conversations and their session history. So what you get is a new branded onboards. You get basically the freshest and best AI model already there. But what we do, we connect to your e-commerce catalog. We pull all information about your products, all information about your customers, and we start monitoring the behavior of customers on the website to make sure that we really understand the problems that your customers are facing, to make sure that we are able to have a full sales conversation about your products with your customers. So that happens basically automatically, and it only gets better with time, because what happens is that we get new conversations coming in, new requests that we don't know how to answer, and then our team tags them to make sure that next time when we face those questions again, we'll be able to answer them with the right answer.
Nice. Okay, so I've had ChatGPT. I have messaging experiences across all these other messaging platforms. What's the future for how Rep will work seamlessly in other messaging environments?
So this is exactly our plan for this year. So we believe that the future of e-commerce is going to be conversational and data. Like in 5-7 years from now, we believe that most of the e-commerce going to be fully conversational. You can talk to the store, text, even voice, with any messaging platform, not only the website. And this is exactly what we're doing this year. We already started integrating to Facebook Messenger, to WhatsApp, and more messaging platforms. So basically, you can still building your website on Shopify, do everything that's happening over there and manage it, but connect to the store on any messaging platform in the future, any digital platform. We are a data company. We're training the AI to be the best salesperson, clerk, or concierge, you can say. Some of them calling them concierge. That giving the best experience to your customers, but not only on the web, on also Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, and the rest of them. And yeah.
As a marketer, it just like, because I remember back when chat funnels, I think people are still running, chat marketing as well, like from ad into a chat experience. But marketers are always also talking about like an ad into a survey experience or basically a survey or a quiz or a thing like that. And I can imagine an AI powered ad experience soon too, where you can really engage and hook people with AI in maybe in an ad messenger environment as well. It'd be interesting to see how that works.
Yeah, that's exactly our plan for the next year. So to get people from an ad, messenger ad, all the way to a conversation in the platform, and if needed, move them to the website or close the cell inside the messenger. But if needed, get them to the website and continue the same conversation. So the conversation is seamless. It starts from the messenger ad, goes all the way to checkout within the same conversation, the same context.
Very interesting. Is there a world where AI like backends will connect, where like you'll be able to plug into Chat GPT for any reason? Like, is there a reason where AI will become more connected on the back end?
So the way we see that is that, yes, if you have ChatGPT as the main and the smartest being that's out there, you can ask that to enhance our AI going forward. So this is something that we're considering doing. We're trying to work with OpenAI to see how we can work on that, to have something for integration to actually enhance our solution.
You don't want to take it too far away from the purchase experience, but if I wanted to if I told the AI to write a poem for me in Wordsworth style or a Tupac rap about a product, you'd need ChatGPT to jump in there. But again, you don't want to take them too far out of the purchase experience, which is what you might do if you had a wide-ranging plugin like ChatGPT or Bing. Whatever Microsoft's doing with Bing is going to be big as well.
So it's true. The way we see it and the way we started the company is we try to mimic the behavior of a sales associate in brick and mortar store. So try to go to a sales associate in brick and mortar store and say, "Hey, can you write a poem for me?" And she or he would say, "Go get out, like go somewhere else. This is not where you write poems." So basically, we train our AI to be focused on help with shopping. How do I increase conversion rate? How do I help customers shop?
Nice. Yeah, it makes me think of like Zappos. The story of Zappos customer service back in the day was epic, where you could go and ask them to, where's a local pizza place or whatever. They would just go above and beyond. So it's going to be interesting to see the way this system evolves to give people delightful experiences, because I think that it comes down to just like creating novel, delightful experience for customers. And it seems like this has that potential for sure.
Exactly. This is what we're aiming to do. Like conversational shopping is something new. And our solution of guided shopping experience, it's part of it. And we're building pretty much like the solution that we believe that any brand need now and will be in the future.
Very cool. All right. So if you're listening to this podcast and you would like to start converting a lot more of your users who you were going to lose anyway, you should go to hellorep.ai. What do you guys have anything special for D2C listeners?
Yeah, we for any of you guys, the DTC listeners that are listening to this, 15% off of all our subscription prices. So it doesn't matter if it's monthly or annually. Just request a demo and write to us that you're listening to this show.
And by the way, we're giving to anyone in the first 30 days, if you don't see an uplift in the conversion rate, money back guarantee. This is part of our promise. Yeah.
And 30-day free trial. So there's literally no risk involved in trying us out.
Zero risk. And you've got an ROI calculator on your website too. People love ROI calculators. And so basically you just put in what your sessions are, your average order value, and it gives you an idea of what you could be earning in terms of recoup sales.
Yes, it's a no-brainer. What we also guarantee is 10 times of increase in revenue above our subscription price. So no matter what, you'll get to earn 10 times more money than what you'll pay us. And this is the bare minimum. It gets to a lot more than that, I have to say.
Amazing, guys. It's a no-brainer. Go to hellorep.ai. You guys are active. I see, Yoav, you're active on LinkedIn. So if you want to find Yoav, you can find him on LinkedIn at Yoav Oz. Shauli, you're also on LinkedIn if you want to drop that.
Same here. I'll definitely drop that. So Shauli Mizrahi on LinkedIn.
Very cool. Really nice to meet you guys. I'm really eager. Let's stay in touch, and you guys can be our conversational shopping source to see how this space evolves, because I think it's going to be fast and furious in this cool space.
Amazing, Eric. Thank you for having us. We're looking forward to be here again.
Yeah, thanks.
Awesome. All right. See you guys.
See ya.
Thanks so much for listening to today's episode. If you're not a subscriber to our newsletter, you can do that right now at directtoconsumer.co. I'm Eric Dick, and this has been the D2C Podcast. We'll see you next time.